Welcome to a space of profound stillness. Have you ever wondered why your most ambitious plans often vanish into thin air right after you announce them? Today, we embark on a journey to find the answer through an ancient fable, uncovering the hidden power that resides within the art of silence and focus. Focus is not just about doing, it is also about keeping silent. It is the vessel that holds your energy until it is ready to be poured out. When we speak too soon, we leak the very fuel required for the journey. We trade the triumph of achievement for the cheap thrill of mere recognition. Let us listen to the story of two rivers, born from the same mountain peak, yet destined for very different ends because of how they chose to flow. Imagine a high mountain where the snow melts into two distinct paths, each carrying the potential to reach the great, infinite ocean that lies far beyond. The first river wanted to please every blade of grass and every thirsty flower it passed. It split itself into hundreds of small, wandering mountain paths. By trying to be everywhere at once, it lost its core strength. Its voice, once a roar, became a whisper as it spread itself too thin. When it finally reached the edge of the burning desert, it had no force left. The sun drank its shallowness, and the river vanished into the sand. The second river chose a different path. It refused every temptation to turn aside, keeping its waters gathered in one single, deep, and focused current of energy. It encountered walls of solid rock, but because its power was concentrated, it carved a canyon through the stone, refusing to be stopped by any obstacle. Even the vast, thirsty desert could not consume it. The river's depth protected it from evaporation, allowing it to cross the wasteland with its spirit intact. In the end, it reached the great ocean, merging its strength with the infinite. It achieved its ultimate purpose because it understood the sanctity of its flow. This is the difference between a life of scattered efforts and a life of singular focus. One fades away, while the other makes its mark forever. The first river is like Simon, a young man with a heart full of dreams, but a tongue that moved faster than his tired, wandering feet. Simon wanted to be the greatest potter in the land. Before he even touched the clay, he told everyone in the village about his grand future. He would describe the height of the walls and the beauty of the tiles. Each time he spoke, the villagers praised him for his great ambition. In those moments of praise, Simon felt a rush of joy. His brain felt as though the work was already done, the success already achieved. But when the sun went down and the crowds left, Simon found he had no energy left to actually mold the clay. His passion had been spoken. He had fallen into a psychological trap. By announcing his goals, he had satisfied his ego without ever taking a single real step toward his dream. The energy that should have been used for labor was instead spent on narration. His ambition was a fire that burned out in the wind of words. Soon, the villagers' praise turned into whispers of doubt. They saw the empty foundation and the dry clay, and they realized Simon was only talk. He was caught in the illusion of progress. He mistook the feeling of being admired for the reality of being productive, a common modern-day trap. He felt empty and exhausted, wonderingly where his drive had gone. He didn't realize he had given it all away for free, one word at a time. One day, an old master approached Simon. He held two small seeds in his hand, looking at them with a sense of deep, quiet reverence. The master said, "Simon, look at these. They both contain the potential of a giant oak tree, but their fate depends on where they are placed." He took the first seed and buried it deep in the cool, dark earth, far away from the eyes of anyone in the bright sun. "This seed will grow," the master whispered. "It needs the darkness and the silence of the soil to transform its inner energy into real roots." Then, he placed the second seed on top of a bare rock where everyone could see it and where the sun shone most brightly on it. "This seed is like your dreams, Simon. You have placed it on the rock of public attention too early. It is being admired, but it's dying." The seed on the rock dried up, its potential wasted, but the seed in the dark earth grew strong. invisible to the world until it was ready. The master looked at Simon and said, "A great oak always begins in the absolute silence of the earth. If you want to grow, go back." This isn't just a story. It's a phenomenon known in psychology as the social reality hook. It explains why talking feels like doing to our brains. When you share a goal and receive praise, your brain releases dopamine, the same chemical reward you would get if you actually achieve that goal. This fake reward tricks your mind into thinking the journey is over. The biological drive to work hard and solve problems suddenly evaporates into thin air. You become addicted to the announcement rather than the achievement. You start living in a social reality that doesn't exist in the physical world yet. The speaker burns their energy on the stage of public opinion, while the worker builds their power in the quiet forge of their own discipline. Research shows that those who keep their intentions private are much more likely to persist through the difficult middle stages of a project or a dream. Every time you say "I'm going to," you lose a bit of the "I am doing." You are trading your future success for a moment's ego. True focus requires a sanctuary. It needs a place where your thoughts are not for sale and your plans are not for public consumption. So, how do we become like the second river? How do we build that singular, unstoppable force that can cut through the hardest of rocks? It starts with disciplined silence. It is a practice of keeping your most sacred intentions close to your chest, hidden away from the world's noise. Imagine Simon again, but this time, he is silent. He no longer goes to the village square. He stays in his shop until the dawn breaks. He pours his loneliness, his frustration, and his ambition directly into the clay. The energy has nowhere else to go but into the work itself. Day by day, the house rises. The pots become more refined. He doesn't need to tell anyone, because the physical reality is beginning to speak for him. Working in the shadows is not about being secret for the sake of mystery. It is about protecting the pressure of your own inner drive. When you focus your energy into a single point, you become like a laser. You gain the ability to cut through obstacles that stop everyone else. In that silence, you develop a relationship with your craft that is pure. It isn't for the likes, the praise, or the validation of the crowd. Finally, the day comes when the work is complete. The result is so undeniable that it speaks louder than any announcement ever could have. The villagers didn't need to hear Simon talk anymore. They could see his spirit in the stones and his soul in the shape of the pots. You have that same power within you, but you must be willing to be the river that stays in its banks, deep and hidden. Don't let your potential evaporate in the heat of a conversation. Keep your water deep, your current strong, and your destination clearly in sight. The next time you feel the urge to share a great plan, pause, take a breath, and put that energy back into the work instead. There is a massive strength in being a black box to the world, where only results come out, and the process remains your sacred secret. Remember the two rivers. One died in the sand because it wanted to be seen. The other reached the ocean because it chose to be deep. Your success is the ripple. Your silence is the stone. Let the stone fall deep into the water before you look for the ripples. The desert of life is long and hot, and it will try to draw you out, to make you spread yourself thin and disappear. Stay focused. Stay gathered. Let your internal compass be the only guide you need until you have reached the shores of your accomplishment. The world doesn't need more announcements. It needs more completed masterpieces. It needs the person you are becoming in the dark. The journey is yours alone. The results, however, will be for everyone to benefit from. This is the noble path of the focused creator. I hope you find the courage to be silent today. I hope you find the strength to be the second river that carves through stone. Your Daizong, your ocean is waiting for you. It is vast, it is deep, and it is ready to receive the full force of your focused life. Go back to your workshop. Go back to your soil. Bury your seeds and trust the darkness to do its miraculous work of growth. Silence is not the absence of power. It is the concentration of it. Use it wisely, and you will become truly unstoppable in your pursuits. Thank you for sharing this moment of quiet with me. May your actions be loud, and your words be few until the work is done. Don't be the river that vanishes. Be the river that reaches the sea. I look forward to seeing your success on the horizon. Until next time, find your strength in the silence. Find your focus in the flow. Goodbye for now, and stay deeply committed to your path. Let your success be your noise. We will meet again in the great ocean of achievement. Take care and stay focused on your journey.